Let's get the man in. I need to speak to this guy.
The guy who's responsible for that beauteousness.
Oh, no, hang on. No, it's not going to let us. Oh, start video. There we go. Now we're just waiting for JimBob.
Now that was taken from his new album, Who Do We Hate Today? So the vibe isn't always so peace and lovey.
No, but I think he gets it.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Now I need to hopefully hang on a minute before we let him in. Because I want to just we're joining the audio. Just want to check all the microphone USB, speakers USB. Come join us, boy. Come join us. Here he comes. You should be able to hear him. I heard a little click.
Hey. And I see
him. Hey! Look at you with your fisheye lens.
Is it?
Is it a
fisheye?
It's a beautiful eye, but also much better position. Let's have a look at those gold discs on the wall. Come on, man.
What have I done?
Look at you, John Entwistle. This is great.
That's taken me since 1992. That's taken a global pandemic for me to get those on the wall.
I was going to say, I didn't think they were there when we last spoke.
And the thing we know, of course, is they won't be your records that are gold, will they? Quite often, the number of tracks is not the same number of tracks that's actually on the album. It's just another record painted, isn't it?
Oh, don't spoil it, man.
I think so. I don't know what.
It doesn't detract from the fact he did it. I'm just saying. It's this. I'm not. It's a beautiful thing. I haven't got any gold records, so I'm not.
Well, you say neither has he.
Well,
I've got some old Mary Hopkins records spray painted.
I'm going to listen. If you see me typing away, it's just because I'm going to keep posting the link to your jim-bob.co.uk, and everything is there. If you want to go and have a little look, the link to the song, the link to the album. We're going to get in trouble for it, but I don't care. We just played Song for the Unsung.
With the video, which I hadn't seen. I listened to the stream of the album yesterday. Yeah. Loved it. My God, that video's good.
So it's some song, man. And as you say in the description, it's the most ITV song he's ever written. And if it was a TV show, it'd be hosted by Davina, right? Which is not a bad thing at all. The song is great. The video, oh God, I'm in peace. I've watched it a handful of times now, and every time there's a different person, and we've just played it, so everyone's seen it. There's a different person that just, my God, it's great. Who did the video?
Me.
Really?
Yeah. It took because it's quite simple, but it actually took ages.
Yeah.
Because I just trying to get it so that you could read it, and sort of had to kind of edit down. So I thought, because we asked people on our mailing list, to like nominate sort of people who are unsung heroes, and we thought it would just be, Jeff nominates his mate Barry for being great at football, that sort of thing. But it wasn't. It was just all these sort of like really moving stories of people who sort of there
are some actual
proper heroes.
We're hero, and I'm sure everyone is in there as a hero to someone else. But there are proper heroes. When it started hitting with the NHS staff and COVID and it's because the tide is turning. We hate the NHS again now. That's the do you remember for a while at the beginning
we were clapping them.
We weren't paying them.
We were clapping them.
But we were clapping them. But also we were talking about how delivery drivers were heroes and how people that worked in supermarkets were actual heroes, and they who'd have thought that at this historical moment they'd be the people on the front line. Now we hate them all again.
There were loads of conversations about now we know who the people are who are really holding the fabric of our society together. It seems like that's gone by the wayside again.
So it is a beautiful video, and I think it's made it, and the song is great, and it's made even more emotional for me because of the last 18 months being so grim.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on.
I don't like to think of it being totally grim.
Oh, really? Have you had some light?
Had moments.
There have been moments. It's just I've been away for the week with my boys. We were in Chessington for a whole week. Imagine the exhaustion. Wow. And it was magic. And I tell you what got me. We went swimming for the first time since February of last year. When was in a swimming pool, and that's when it hit me just how. And there have been moments of joy, and I've had some great times during the pandemic, but just how long this thing has gone on for.
Yeah.
Of weirdness, and I guess for me, it's the whole political. And I don't want to go into too much, but they're all getting away with it. They're getting away with deaths. They're getting away with being completely bent and corrupt, and they're getting away with it, man.
Yeah,
that's the thing for me.
I think they'll get away with it until it's kind of over, maybe.
Yeah.
And then it will be. Well, there'll be some kind. You think there'll be some kind of payback, don't you? I don't know. Who knows? I
don't know. I got the album when I got back, and I have deliberately not opened it yet. We're going to have a live. I think they call this an unboxing.
Yes.
Oh, look at this.
This is exciting. This is a beautiful thing that came through the post. So when is this out? This isn't out yet, is it?
It's out on the 20th of August.
20th of August. So this is JimBob. Who Do We Hate Today? I've got to be very careful because I normally open records. I've got a sealed Monkeys album from 1970, and on my deathbed, I'm going to open it and sniff what 1970 smelt like. That's the thing. Look at this.
Probably smelled quite grubby. They only had a bath once a week.
Look at this, man.
Isn't that gorgeous?
This is beautiful.
Yeah,
this is all right, isn't it? Are you going to tell me you do the cover as well?
No, I didn't. Mark Reynolds, a bloke called Mark Reynolds, did it? If you pick him up enough, he'll probably you'll probably find yourself cartoon form by the end of the week.
Look at this. There's a calendar. This is beautiful. Who's that cool pop star in the background there?
I don't know who that is.
Is there when I see an album title like Who Do We Hate Today, I imagine, I haven't listened to it, this is my weekend listening, but I imagine there's some kind of theme running through it. Is that close?
I suppose so, yeah. I think there's no question mark. I've been picked up on that by a few people. I don't really know. I think I was just trying to be clever. It's a sort of semi-rhetorical question. It kind of refers to me personally waking up in the morning and then going, making a cup of coffee, turning on Twitter and seeing who I officially don't like today. And it might not, it doesn't necessarily need to be anyone who's done anything particularly wrong. You do you're presented with a list, aren't you? You think, oh dear, I wonder what he's done or she's done. And it's invariably nothing, isn't it?
This is what I was just saying. I've coming to the conclusion that I don't like Twitter, and I don't actually think it helps sell us. And it's the same thing. I turn it on. It's the first thing I look at when I wake up. And it's all, you go to recommended for you, and it's all a list of people that I find thoroughly obnoxious. It feels like it's designed to get you angry.
To provoke.
So you then go in and argue with people.
Because I found I've become quite sort of masochistic about the whole thing. I was so I don't really follow anyone I don't like. But I do search. Sometimes I'll see, I wonder what Lawrence Fox or Right Said Fred are saying today. So I'll look them up and then I'll just think, why do that?
Yeah.
Because that's Lawrence Fox being a good example of somebody, I might say to somebody who's not on Twitter that I'll mention Lawrence Fox and they'll say, who's that? You think, so maybe it's, It just make things appear worse than they are, doesn't it?
I wonder how much of it is real. Now, if you're in it and it's aimed at you, it's real. But my mum doesn't even know what Twitter is. So the whole, to her, Right Said Fred is still deeply dippy and I'm too sexy. And that's wonderful, But if she ever thinks of them, but that stuff doesn't exist in her world. And I just think that's beautiful. That's bliss.
She's also in that blissful situation of not having to have an opinion on everything.
Yep.
Which it would appear that we seem to need to now. No one actually says, I mean, of course, saying it would kind of invalidate the whole thing, but it would appear that no one seems to think, I don't know enough about this to pass comment. People wade in anyway and have a good old slam dunk.
My Mrs. JimBob, she's not on Twitter, and she still listens to the Smiths. So, and I hear her playing the Smiths, and I think, is that okay? Because she doesn't she's not exposed to that. She has no idea. I mean, she does know, obviously, because I've told her. But apart from that, so
What have you told her? That the Smiths were massively overrated?
Well, no, they were great.
That's the gossip.
They were great, but Morrissey's a dickhead now.
Oh, okay, Morrissey.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
How again?
Yeah, she didn't get the memo on having to pick a team. Everyone has to pick a team now, right?
I'm just showing this to people. This is actual real record. This is gonna get devoured at the weekend. I love this. Again, are we in your recording studio?
No, it's my yes. No, I don't know. It's just a small bedroom in my house. But I do record demos here. I've made albums here. I've written novels here. But since I last saw you, it's been painted and we've got new shelves. So probably last time it looked more like a store cupboard.
It does look. I'm trying to.
I think it looked cool before. I think we passed comment on it before.
I think it always looks cool. I'm always jealous, but I'm trying to work out what have you got on those shelves behind you? I can't see any of the titles.
Yes, that's the new thing you have to do do as well. Judge everyone by their shelves.
God, I'm totally. Is that Simon and Garfunkel box set?
It is, yes. Yeah, it's good. It's a good box set.
Which one is it? Is it all the albums, or
it's all the albums?
Got it.
I think it costs. I remember buying. I think it was something like £7 or something on Amazon.
Is that the one? There's one where it's got bonus discs on, or bonus tracks, and one of them is them playing "Bridge Over Troubled Water" live for the first time before it's even been released, and you hear the audio. There's this beautiful moment at the end when it stops. And there's silence, and then the audience goes insane because they realise this is like a revolutionary song.
Mm-hmm.
It's surprising how few songs there are. I think because I think there's about 3 albums.
They didn't do many.
3 albums have all got Sound of Silence on.
Oh Christ, really?
it's just weird.
Outrageous behaviour. So you go to we have discussed this before, but I find this fascinating. You go to a studio and record. Are you doing this with? Well, I'm seeing this. You are doing it with a band. There's a whole band here.
Yeah.
How does that work in COVID times?
It was the John Clayton, whose studio I've used for the past 4 albums, I think 5 albums.
Yeah.
He moved, and I thought he moved his studio, and I thought this is going to be a disaster for me.
Selfish bastard.
Because I don't like travelling, and I thought it's bound to be in like East London or somewhere. But he moved to 10 minutes walk from my house.
Oh, beautiful!
So it's great. So it was good for me. And then everybody just turned up, one person at a time. It's the only way we could do it, because it was in that particular lockdown where if every time I went out to the studio, I felt like I was breaking the law.
Yeah.
Was I technically allowed to? Was it work? Was I working? But,
I'd have loved it if he said the answer to the question. So how did you record this? Well, of course, COVID was a myth. So me and my guys, we just got together and there was I kind of miss lockdown 1.
With the abject terror, thinking we were all going to die.
The first month was terrifying.
Yeah.
I went into a big depression. I did think, shit, this is it. We're going to die. This is the end of humanity. But once I got into it and realised, actually, we were working from home. I don't go out. It didn't really change my stuff. I quite enjoyed it, and I missed that. Lockdown 2 and 3, they were rubbish. And lockdown 4, when it comes, is going to be.
I said
rubbish.
to someone yesterday, and I mistakenly said it, but it's sort of that there was a certain romance about it with hindsight.
Yeah.
That maybe like one day they'll make films about it, and it'll be sort of, there were stars over London, and there was no traffic, and you went out and there were no people, and it was just really, really strange. And then, whereas the year that followed that, it's just been like a massive pain in the arse for everyone. It's just been awful, hasn't it? No one's no. Whereas the first year, aside from all the death and everything, there was a certain kind of Second World War-ness about it.
Yeah, there was a moment in the first bout of sort of pan banging on the front doorsteps where you would hear it echoing through the streets, and you thought, there they are. There's the others.
Yeah. And you could, there's a man in the street playing a trumpet, and it's not annoying. But then everyone started taking sides, and they sort of after a year thought, well, we need to take sides on this.
Oh, that whole thing of, and we did have a lot of it when we were on the radio, of people saying, well, this could be the thing that brings us back together after Brexit, and it really will be. We went out even further. I'm reading the lyrics to Men for the win. Yes, man.
It's a good song, that. I
haven't listened to this, and I'm so excited about listening to it. Men, the plural of an adult male person, toxic and emotionally impaired. Men, shop-soiled and broken. Coping, not coping, fragile and lonely and scared. Brother, yes! A song about me. Apart from the bits about putting microchips in pigs.
And which was the song about the friend that's going out with the dickhead? There was another one there.
Was that the one you said was about? No, I don't know.
No, Shona is dating a drunk woman hating Neanderthal man. That kind of sums it up.
Did we spoke recently about how quickly do you do albums these days?
Well, I've done 2 in 12 months, which is unusual because I hadn't done one for 13 years or 7 years before that. But
now that dam is open and the stuff's just pouring out.
But the trouble is, there's a problem at the moment with, I don't know if you heard about that, it's quite boring, vinyl, a shortage of vinyl, or the time it takes to press vinyl. It now take, if you want to make an album and have it on vinyl, you have to sort of book it a year in advance.
I did know this. A couple of years ago, I was doing a tiny little record label, and you had to book it. And there were different plants. Yeah. There's only a few plants around the world, and you had like one in Norway, I think. You've got to book it in advance. But then I heard there was a huge backlog because of COVID, because everything just shut down, and there's there's these bands waiting to release records, and of course,
also because of the apparently anyway, the major labels have been releasing. They've realised that people are buying vinyl, so they're re-releasing all the Fleetwood Mac albums and that kind of stuff. This old stuff that probably sells better than a new album. But that stuff gets pushed to the front of the queue. Yeah. So
everyone needs Kiln House by Fleetwood Mac on vinyl. The crap early '70s stuff when they were directionless. We know records, we know books. I see on your website you've got concerts coming up.
Concerts.
I think is it November that they're coming up?
November, yeah. I think three of them were supposed to have happened early last year. So or in the year before, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to that. With the band. So going to get together with the band for the first, because we've recorded 2 albums together, but we've never played.
Wow.
The songs in the same room, so we're going to do that next week to see. It may be awful. That'd be back to the.
Who's the person that gets to say it's awful? Because if you're there, like vibing, as my boys keep vibing is my new word. Apparently, it's the thing. And then like someone goes, Jim, I hate to tell you this, man, we've lost it. We have lost it. Are you looking forward to the live shows?
I am. Yeah, I'm sort of. Because I went to a wedding the other day, so that's the first time I've been in a crowd that wasn't a supermarket. Because I did wonder what that would be like. I was thinking of issuing one of those. Who was it who did the American rapper who sort of said that she wouldn't everyone to stay 20 feet away from her at all times. I felt like sort of maybe I should, just say that so I don't have to do any selfies.
We went to a gig a few weeks ago to see our friend Liam Bailey at the Jazz Cafe. Yeah. I'd never been. I didn't realise how small it was. Yeah. And it was great seeing live drums. Live drums for me was the thing that I went, oh God, this is it. But I felt very nervous. And I was at Chessington, and if there was like a crowd or in a shop, I had a mask on. But even by the end, I was forgetting to put the mask on. And
this is the thing, right? Everyone goes out there being super cautious to start with, and then by the end, everyone's loosey-goosey with the rules, aren't they?
I think it's, and a lot of people, if you tell people to do something, most people will do it. I mean, I don't know, someone with authority has to tell them. So I noticed in Cafe Nero, I was in Cafe Nero, and everyone was wearing masks. And then they put a sign up, and I've got quite a bit, and everyone was wearing masks. They put a sign up saying, you no longer need to wear a mask, but you can if you want. No one was wearing a mask because there was a Cafe Nero sign saying, you don't have to wear a mask. So we won't wear a mask.
It's strange. We're an experiment. This is an experiment to see what happens in terms of vaccine and in terms of variants and all of that stuff. And, I've been very cautious, and I found my caution slipping over the last week, So if I'm dropping my guard, we're fucked.
You're the canary in the coal mine.
That is it, man. It is over. So gigs, and I'm going to post the link again. If you want to get the record, if you want to see the videos, you want to get any of the other records, you want concerts. Although I see loads of them are sold out actually.
Yeah, I think about half sold out. Yeah.
The link is there if you want to go and have a look. It's funny you're saying 2 records in 12 months. I've been really devouring like Beatles stuff recently. I'm really going through a really big Beatles jag and the Beach Boys, and those guys were releasing like 4 albums a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it took them years to realise that it wasn't going to end tomorrow. You know, for the first couple of years of it, they were waiting to be told, "Move along, kids. It's someone else's turn."
The Beatles are about 3 albums a year, but the Beach Boys were doing 4, sometimes more albums a year. As soon as one came out, get in there, Wilson. Give me some more surfing hits, for God's sake.
How much more can we say about bloody surfing?
they've slowed down now, though, haven't they?
They've slowed down a bit. They've not had a record for 10 years, so yeah, they've slowed. Although Mike Love keeps
The Beatles, the Beatles are taking ages.
bloody Beatles. You seen that Paul McCartney video?
Which one?
The one where it's like young McCartney dancing through a hotel.
No.
Oh man, it's it's not the greatest McCartney song, and it's a remix by Beck, but it's the most psychedelic thing he's ever done. It's like 65, 66 McCartney, walking through this hotel, and he's doing like body popping and stuff, and it's incredible. So I'm just thinking, for the next one we get, 25-year-old JimBob doing something. I don't know. I love you so much. I think you're so brilliant. I did a while ago. I tweeted you're fast becoming a national treasure, and I do think it breaks my heart that I'm not switching on the radio and hearing this. How much support are you getting? Is Six Music supporting you?
No, not at all. Stephen Mack played the first single once, and I think he did that because he's a friend. I don't think he's allowed to do it, or do you know what I mean? Or he's But no, that's been quite frustrating because it's quite a sort of, I don't know. I feel like it's playable. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of, and I think the first single I don't know, it was particularly annoying because we were told that they couldn't play it because it was about the pandemic, which to me is just like sort of, well, what's the point? It's too topical.
I mean, but yet I'm sure I've heard some tracks from Van Morrison.
Well, they had around the same time I was told that they had an Eric Clapton night on, and about 2 weeks before they'd had a Van Morrison night. So it's like, come on.
It really is. It is splitting the wheat from the chaff in terms of. Okay, he's a dick. I thought he was a dick, but now I'm proved right. Van Morrison, I'm referring to. There, it's a shame, man, and I hope I don't ask you that I hope it doesn't make you feel bad or anything. I find it really frustrating. To me, this is a pop hit. This is pop.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I thought the same with the video. I thought the video would have sort of taken off somehow, but it needs to be picked up. It needs to be seen by